Why did you choose Canada out of any other place in the world?
So Dubai is that girlfriend that
That you will date.
And I think Canada is then the Garwali. So we were packing up. COVID hit. Suddenly everything was closing down, and my wife pregnant at that time with our third child.
So you made a travel in pregnancy.
Oh yes. When you have a purpose, you're ready to do anything to float your boat.
People have different expectations. The expectation versus reality is completely different.
My belief is the only constant is change.
Did you ever feel like giving up in that first couple of months or first 6 months, I would say?
Jackie Chan movies?
Jackie Chan movies, yes.
Have you noticed how when he fights with everything around him? Just do that. Have that mindset. Use everything to your advantage. In Dubai, when we drove, and if there was one pothole, we were like, "Abhi kya India aa gaya?" But here, there's just potholes everywhere.
For a newcomer, whoever is coming right now, what would you advise them how to navigate their funding?
This is a quote from Hazrat Ali radhiyallahu anhu. Learn to listen the way you learn to speak.
Dubai gave you dash, but Canada gave you dash.
If you're coming and thinking that your life is just going to go up, 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 it doesn't happen. The Lord Almighty will not give you more than what you cannot handle.
People say Dubai is tax-free. Canada is
Don't
taxed.
get on that.
Jasim, thank you so much for coming on this episode of our podcast, which is Sand to Snow. Your journey of coming to Canada, the 5-year journey. You took your precious time out. I really appreciate that. I know you're moving into a new business. You have just recently opened up a shop, and you've taken time out for us in this busy schedule. But to start off, what was life in Dubai before you decided to make that move to Canada?
Firstly, thank you. Thank you for having me here. I love your setup.
You're welcome.
And I can see how you've grown from having those little mics to actually having a full-blown setup.
Thank you so much.
So good on that.
Thank you.
So moving from Dubai to Canada, life in Dubai was good. It was comfortable.
Right.
It was fun. We all know how engaging, how interactive this whole Dubai is.
Right.
Everything is available. Everything is at your fingertips.
Correct.
So it was good.
Right.
But there was always that that sense of belonging, I think, that was missing. So, but yeah, life in Dubai was good. My parents have been there. We've been there. My kids were the 4th generation of my family in Dubai. So everything was all set. So yeah, that was good.
But living so many years, like you've done your schooling there. You've had a corporate life in Dubai. What was that moment, or rather, I would say, what was the reason you chose to make that move after so many years?
There's one thing that I've done in life, I think, now that I keep doing, which I think sometimes my wife is very irritated about, is leap of faith. So that leap of faith, I've done multiple times. I don't want to go into all those different times, but this was one of that.
Right.
It was a leap of faith. Mm-hmm. Even though, home is where the heart is. My heart is still in Dubai.
What was the average tuition fees you paid for school when you were leaving Dubai?
When I was leaving Dubai, the average, I think it was about, and bear in mind, my wife was a teacher.
Right.
So bear in mind that I was getting discounts.
Right.
So I think I was paying about 2,000 dirhams per child per
month. Which is about, I would say about $800? $900
approximately, yeah,
Canadian dollars,
yeah, approximately
per month
per child, and I had 2 children going into school.
I mean, today in Canada, if I see private schools, we pay maybe about $400-500 per month.
Probably, but there are expensive ones as well. I know. Ended up being a lot more important for the stability and the future thoughts of my family.
Makes sense, yeah.
So that's why.
And you couldn't see yourself retiring back in your hometown, which
is
India.
In India, no.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I've never lived in India, right? I've always gone to India as a vacation. India is still a vacation spot for me. So.
Plus, for your kids to adjust to the education system over there,
exactly,
it's very far apart from each other.
Exactly. So kids and parents, these were the two important reasons. And when my wife sees this, she's going to ask, where do I fit in? But she obviously comes with the kids. But no, this is the two things that were most important.
Perfect. Did you previously ever visit Canada with your family or alone? And what made you choose Canada? Like, why did you choose Canada out of any other place in the world?
So coming back to my whole leap of faith theory is that I never visited Canada.
Interesting.
Canada was alien to me.
Right.
Yes, I lived in the West. I lived in Houston for 3 years, something, when I was doing my bachelor's.
Nice.
So I was there. But it was alien to my wife and kids. They had obviously never seen snow, had no idea what to expect, right? So yeah, never visited Canada. And the reason why we chose Canada, or we didn't even look at anything else, honestly, because for some reason my wife and I, even with all the arguments that we do, we were on this one page that we want to go to Canada, not anywhere else.
Right.
She was not in favor of the UK because imagine Indian family. Yeah. I was born and brought up in Dubai. My wife was born and brought up in Saudi, in Jeddah.
Right.
So both of us are in the same mindset of not going back to India, right? So the other thing was, okay, so what's next? And we looked into UK. UK was not so appealing. We looked into, there was Australia, there was New Zealand, there was US was out of the question because it was just way too difficult.
Difficult to get
I
in.
think Canada was at that time the only option we had where it was easy.
Right.
Firstly, in comparative to other places, and it was that one country that still has their arms open to welcome immigrants and people who are ready to work and make a living.
Correct.
And I mean, think about it this way, right? So Dubai is that girlfriend that
that you will date.
That you date.
Right.
I think Canada is then the Garwali. So then Canada was welcoming us with open arms, giving us those, all of those support by the government, so different kinds of supports that we could get. Thankfully, we were well enough to come as a PR, as a permanent residence. And I used to always say that, Canada say PR आया है, not PR आया है. PR was PR. Canada से PR आया है.
Right.
So I think that's the whole reason that we decided.
Which year did you come in?
Oh, the lovely year of COVID. I came here in 2020.
You came in 2020. Do you remember the date by any chance?
Yeah, of course. Nobody forgets those dates. It's 13th of March, 2020. And 13th of March was a Friday.
I believe we went into lockdown somewhere around March in 2020.
Yeah. So 13th of March, funny story that we got all our documents and everything taken care of. We were ready to take that, cross that bridge. And we were going to travel in April. April was going to be spring break in Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought, let the kids continue with their semester. April is the spring break. And then we move.
Right.
So we were packing up.
Right.
COVID hit. Suddenly everything was closing down slowly and gradually.
Right.
And my wife, pregnant at that time with our third child, I think it was.
So you made a travel in pregnancy.
Oh yes. we were. I guess we.
It was a do or die, because I believe if you did not make it here on time, then I believe your immigration to Canada or your landing in Canada would have delayed more.
Completely. So the whole paperwork would have changed, right? Because they gave us our PR based on our application for 4.
Right.
Wife, me, and 2 kids.
Please tell me you knew someone when you came here. How did
so that
I'm
definitely
very interested to know that.
No, so look, when I say leap of faith, it's a calculated move as well, right? Yeah. I mean, yes, I'd love to. I'm not a single Kabira who just,
you have 2 kids,
gets up
and the third one coming,
packs his bag and just walks out.
Right.
I have kids, 2 kids, pregnant wife. So yes, I am still very, very blessed to have lots and lots of family over here. Amazing, in Canada.
And it's always a blessing.
And the way we're set up for now, alhamdulillah, is that everyone within our circle in my family is literally about 5 to 10 kilometers away in radius. So if there's anything that we ever need, if they ever need, so we're all supporting
it's a support
each
system.
other.
Yes,
Definitely.
you create.
So
And you have always been around them?
Oh yeah. So I always, as soon as I came, I was with them, and they have a huge, support system,
Right.
just within, because they've been here for over 30 years now.
Right.
So they have that support system,
Right.
and obviously I was able to levy on that support system.
Correct.
So coming back to my point where we were going to travel in April, everything closed down, and my wife was like, "Well, if schools close down,
Right.
we travel."
We travel.
So that pregnant lady had some kind of intuition there.
Yes.
Right? So I was like, okay.
She was very brave.
And next thing we know, everything closed down. Dubai was closing down.
Yeah.
Other cities were closing down.
Dubai had one of the most strict countries in terms of COVID restrictions.
Correct. So they were closing down. Gradually, flights were being cancelled and stuff. And then what was supposed to be a packing of 2 weeks, we packed in 2 days.
Wow.
Everything was done in 2 days, and we literally got up and left. Yes, my dad and mom were there with us, so a lot of cargo was then sent later.
Right.
But imagine COVID time, our cargo did not come for another 2-3 months,
right,
where we had our stuff over there. So yeah, we got up and left, and we came here. We were covered in like PPE, those protective gear and stuff throughout, from that start from in Dubai airport up to Canadian immigration.
Right.
And obviously when you land here the first time, you have other documentations to take care of. My kids were, bless them, they were, my daughter was then, I think she was 10, 11,
okay.
11, yeah. And my son was 9.
Right.
So they had no idea what was going on. They were just, going with the flow.
But they must be excited. They must be seeing snow for the first time.
Yeah. So I think that's what helped us, because
something positive to look forward.
Correct. So they were looking forward to come to a new country, colder country. They knew that they were going to meet some new cousins, people who they've never met.
Right.
And touch wood, alhamdulillah, when we came, all of us blended so well.
Right.
Like my kids got along with our cousins' kids and stuff like that.
Right.
And so, yeah, rest is history. They were just.
That's why I named this episode Sand to Snow. Exactly why.
You know what? Sand to snow. It makes me miss my desert driving in Dubai. See, that's another thing that I loved about Dubai, right? Where I used to off road. I used to drive in the desert, and it was. That's something that is my dream to do in the snow over here. So that's coming. It's coming soon.
With COVID, you coming into COVID, did you get a chance to follow your career path, or you had to restart everything from scratch regarding your career?
So, like I said, I was in hospitality. Right. Hospitality was closed.
Right.
Hotels were closed. When I first came and I was looking for jobs and stuff, everything in the hotels was closed down. So couldn't get anything. I used to joke with my dad when I would call him, my mom. I was like, because in hospitality in Dubai, all you do is you always wear suits, and you're polished and stuff, right? And I started working. My first job over here was in a warehouse. I was a warehouse attendant, which a lot of people go through, right? So I used to joke with my parents that from suit boot, I went to pajama and steel toe.
What was your first job?
Oh, I was working in a warehouse as just a warehouse attendant. So it was an e-commerce company,
right?
That was just obviously because of COVID, they became very busy,
right?
And so they were taking people left, right, and center.
Right.
And so I was in one of their the distribution center,
right,
where they would fulfill online orders. So they would fulfill. So I was just part of one of those warehouse attendants.
Hats off, my friend, from hospitality to someone in warehouse as an assistant.
Yeah.
It's a big challenge, big jump you took there.
I think it's the purpose, right?
It's the purpose.
When you have a purpose,
right,
you're ready to do anything to get you to float your boat.
Correct.
So.
And you had that drive, you had that energy. You're coming to a new country. You wanted to do something different. Mm-hmm. Like I said, that you were living all your life in Dubai. You lived a certain life. Now, when you come to Canada, people have different expectations. You know, the expectation versus reality is completely different.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of expectation and reality, what are the few immediate differences you witnessed, like within society, within culture, within lifestyle, just people in general, your social economic perspective, I would say?
No matter how modern Dubai is,
Right.
right? It's very different to the Western world. The one thing, and yes, there were some expectations, and yes, the reality was different
Right.
a little bit. But I'm the kind of guy who my belief is the only constant is change. Change is the only constant. So if you cannot change, you cannot grow.
Right.
You got to adapt and adopt.
Right.
Right. So a lot of people ask me that, should I be moving to Canada? Should I do this? I'm people who are in, Mumbai,
Right.
my home city,
Right.
or India, people who are in Dubai and stuff.
Right.
I just say, look, that is a city. This is a city.
Right.
A city is a city.
Right.
This is not a la la land. Aisa nahi hai ki you will come here and suddenly you will be, fairies will be around you. You
Yep.
will have gold pots and
Yeah.
leprechauns and all of that.
Unless and until you're coming with money.
I think the only thing about no, never mind. I won't get into that. Never mind. So it's the same. You got to just do what you need to do to float your boat, to get your family. In terms of the expectations was, we get there, we'd have to struggle, we'd have to
So you've already mentally prepared.
yeah. So complete. So because I had a lot of family here,
Right.
or still have, they already told me, like,
Right.
look, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to be difficult. So we were prepared for it. We bought a lot of our items from Dubai, because we knew that when we come here, we're not gonna have a car.
Right.
We don't know what bank accounts we're gonna have. We don't
Right.
know if we're gonna have credit cards even.
Right.
But thankfully, the country is established in a way that they do give credit cards and stuff to new immigrants right away.
Right.
But we didn't know all of that was going to happen.
Right.
Medical, we're coming with 2 kids and pregnant wife. We need to make sure that we have medicines and stuff, to the point that we even bought toothbrush and toothpastes from Dubai.
Because you were coming in COVID, you didn't know what to expect.
Exactly, right? So we knew it was going to be tough,
Right.
But it was fun. It was a fun journey, and we did it.
Did you ever feel like giving up in that first couple of months, or first 6 months, I would say, in your time? Because COVID times were tough.
It was.
A lot of things were closed.
Yeah.
There were a lot of restrictions over here. There was not much social life to what you had back in Dubai. Did you ever feel like quitting during that moment?
Thankfully, I never felt like quitting. Okay, that's the short answer.
That's the hustler mindset.
But I was ready to do what I needed to do. I did not want to quit. If I would have quit, if I would have come to that mindset, it would have affected my wife.
Correct.
Yeah. It would have affected the children.
Right.
Because when we first came, for the first 3 months, we were living with my cousin in his basement. They have a very big family.
Right.
And they were very kind to give us, alhamdulillah, we had a family. They took care of us. My wife was pregnant. Again, I keep saying this, but as much as gratitude as I can put through is less. And then as soon as we came, I think a month and a half later was Ramadan.
Right.
So we were ready to move out
Right.
of the basement. But my cousin said, nope, you're not going anywhere. You're staying with us during Ramadan. Again, it was because it was COVID.
Right.
It was closed.
Right.
We were praying inside the house.
I'm sure it would be amazing too.
It was such a amazing blessing
Right.
to be there during COVID, and even they felt the same, right? Because as opposed to having one family, now they have a bigger family, and the families just gotten bigger suddenly,
Right.
and everybody gelled in well.
Right.
So it was amazing. And then after that 3 months, after Ramadan was done, we went and rented our own basement. Okay.
Interesting.
Now coming to the quit mindset. So when we rented that basement, it was not the cleanest. Although it was the newest, it was newly built, but it was not the cleanest. When I say cleanest, it looked clean from what it looked like.
Right.
But we had insects coming left, right, and center. And coming from Dubai doesn't have insects. What we have cockroaches in Dubai.
Right.
We have bed bugs maybe sometimes.
Right.
And we have lizards.
Right.
Okay. But but there's barely anyone who's scared of those things, right?
Correct.
So they're always there.
Correct.
They're just part of our living,
Living.
right? But here,
I'm sure you must have discovered many types of
oh
insects.
man, I think I must have discovered at least 5 or 10 different types of species now.
Oh, wow.
So what did I do? I knew I'm in a situation.
Right.
I knew kids are freaking out. Like every night when we're sleeping, okay, kids, good night, bye-bye. They went into their rooms. We went into our room, switched off the light. Suddenly, someone's screaming. Kya hua? Oh, there's a spider coming down. Oh, there's that insect. There's that, so what do I do now?
Yeah.
If most of the day I'm outside the house and they're in the house and they're freaking out that, different insects. So what I did was I started discovering those insects, like finding out what the insect is.
Oh my God.
Okay. So, I would.
How would you do that?
Exactly. Coming to it. So I would, take a chappal, hit it a little bit.
Right.
Okay, just so that it doesn't run away.
Okay.
It's not running away. It's not dying.
Right.
Yeah, I know it's cruel, but okay, I did it. I did that, and then I would take Google Lens and scan it.
Oh my God, the man used technology on an
Oh,
insect.
and my kids would be like, okay, what's going on? And then I would go like, okay, so this insect is called, for example, there's an insect called, you'll probably Google it. It's called European earwig.
Okay.
It's the most disgusting looking insect. Okay.
Okay.
And it looks so bad that you probably feel like it's gonna bite you. Yeah, because it has like needles or hooks at the back of it.
Right.
But it cannot do anything. It does not bite you. And it's called earwig. So people would think
It
it'll
goes-
go in your
yeah,
ear.
yeah.
Like in Hindi we have the kan khajura.
Right.
But no, it doesn't do anything. It's literally just taking care of its own business, and it's just in your environment.
In your environment, in your radius.
But it's just taking care of its own business. And from then, they never got scared of it. There's another one that looks like a centipede. This is disgusting level to a next level, even worse than the European earwig. I can't remember what it's called. It looks like a centipede.
Right.
But that insect actually takes care of all the other insects in your house.
Because it eats them.
It eats them.
Oh wow.
But it doesn't eat you. It doesn't bite you. It doesn't
bite
do
you.
anything.
Doesn't do anything.
Spiders are just regular spiders. Spiders don't bite
How
you.
did your kids react to this?
So now this became a fun game for them. Oh, Abu, let's find out what that does. Oh, what's
What
that
that
thing's
does.
name? All those things. So it became a fun game for them. So,
Yeah.
coming to that mindset of not quitting, making sure everything that is around you, you're still making use of it.
Right.
And it's like I don't know what's the term of that fight. Have you ever seen Bruce Lee's fight? Bruce Lee's movies?
Few. I don't.
Jackie Chan movies?
Jackie Chan movies. Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Have you noticed how when he fights with everything around him?
Correct.
He'll jump through cages. He'll jump
Right.
through not buildings, railings and
Right.
stuff. He'll use different things.
Props, yeah.
Different props. Just do that. Have that mindset. Use everything to your advantage.
To your advantage, because eventually we still have to pay bills.
Exactly, right?
That still needs to be paid.
Exactly. So
And now, since you have already taken a leap of faith, and that also during COVID,
Yeah.
there's no going back either.
there's no going back. Forget back. There's no going out.
There's no going out.
Everything is closed.
Everything is closed. And I remember back then, Dubai had some very strict restrictions in place in terms of COVID. And they took care of it very well.
Yeah,
but,
of course. Hats
but
off to them.
Hats off to them.
Hats off.
I think on our side, we could have done a better job, but we will eventually get there with Dubai.
Yeah.
What did you and your family feel? Did you see like any kind of immediate differences between Dubai and Canada?
I think the immediate difference was how we moved from a super flashy, futuristic place.
Right.
It was almost like we've gone 15 years back or 20 years back, even the way Dubai was at that
Right.
time, right? So everything was all flashy and we, bear in mind, we used to stay on Sheikh Zayed Road,
Right.
which is the main
Which is one of the
artery.
big-
It was right across from Burj Khalifa and stuff, right? So it was very flashy, very posh,
Dynamic.
yeah. Although I don't like that all, but yeah, it was that way,
Right.
right? But when we came here, it was almost completely opposite. Even the roads still had potholes, right?
Right.
And when in Dubai, when we drove, and if there was one pothole, we were like, "Abhi kya India aa gaya?" You know?
Right.
Like aisa lag raha hai India mein,
Yes.
like we're driving in India or something
For
like
sure.
that. But here there's just potholes everywhere,
Right.
right? The way, because of the salt and whatever the situations are. Here, the support that we got from the government, the first thing, we straight away got medicals, free
Right.
medicals, right? Free schooling,
Right.
free. We got some childcare benefits and
Right.
stuff. So all of that was spending towards humans
Right.
and their well-being, as opposed to spending towards flashiness and everything else.
Correct.
So those were some immediate, differences that we saw. We
Right.
saw no show-offs. People are in their, flip-flops and pajamas, even in the malls and stuff.
Right,
Like,
right.
in Dubai,
Yeah.
you wear sunglasses also in the malls.
Right.
I need to stop saying all this. but this is how it is, right?
Yeah.
So no flashiness, no show-offs, no nothing. It was just, people were cold. Yes, that's one thing I would say. People are still cold over here.
Right.
Yeah? The warmth that you get
In Dubai.
is very different.
It's very different.
The hospitality you get in Dubai is very different.
Absolutely.
Right? So here people are cold. Yes, your family is here. My extended family is there. Their support and everything. But there is a thought process of each one to its own.
Correct.
If I don't want people to interfere in my life, people will step away.
Right.
Without a problem.
Right. In
Back
it's
in
the
Dubai
it's the other way
and
around.
India and all of these places, if you don't want people to step into your life, they'll be like, "Oh, he's so arrogant."
Yeah. That creates a different perspective.
Right.
of
So
people.
these were some of the immediate differences. One thing that I also noticed was, so when we came and COVID was hit, and we came in March, April, it was all closed until I think September. Right. September they went into online schooling.
Online schooling.
Now we got our kids registered into the school near the basement that we rented and stuff, and then we found out that it's online schooling.
Right.
Now all we had was iPads for children.
Correct.
We didn't have laptops.
Correct.
And as a new immigrant, as someone who's living off of savings from what we got,
Right.
that came as oh my God, now I have to spend at least $2,000 for 2 laptops.
Oh, wow.
Because the
Yeah.
kids would need a laptop,
Yeah,
right?
for schooling, 100%.
And believe me or not, I still get goosebumps. I was thinking about that, and I get an email from the school, from the board, saying, "We're going to provide laptops. We're going to provide Chromebooks." And I was like, wow. And I'm reading through the email to see this is the charge, but there was no charge.
There was no charges, yeah.
Please come by at this time
And pick it up.
And when I'm there, because it was COVID,
Right.
They literally, there was a little window, by I think it was in Whitby or something, the DDSB board.
Right.
And they just handed over the laptops and said bye-bye. I said, I don't need to sign anything.
Who would do that back home?
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, just take it. We've got everything in the records. I was like, okay, awesome, wonderful.
Interesting.
Till date, it's been 5 years. They even switched out their Chromebooks because it was not working. I still have that box sitting in my my furnace room,
Right.
thinking that if they ever want it back, I have
You
it.
have all the boxing material.
Okay, that was not it. They sent another email saying, "Hey, if you need internet, give us a call. Let us know." I'm like, what? Now you're ready to give me hotspot devices as well, so my kids can go to school, the right to education, right?
Right.
But here now I'm getting email for laptop, for so those are the things that really, really
you feel welcomed.
helped, and you feel welcomed, right?
Right. But coming into COVID times and, coming with limited finances, how did you manage to, like, for a newcomer, whoever is coming right now, what would you advise them how to navigate their funding? What expenses to keep in mind, what not to keep in mind, what to allocate for what kind of expenses? Because yes, your education is free, your healthcare is free, but there's a lot of other expenses which people don't account for.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that you highlight those expenses for anyone who's watching, so they get to know that what is the reality like.
Yeah, I would just say that there is when you apply for PR, and I'm sure the process is the same. When you apply for PR and stuff, depending on the number of people that you're applying for, they have a threshold, an amount
Right.
that they say that you have to have when you come here. But I don't know when was the last time they even updated that. Because
Why would you say that?
That amount is unreasonable.
You think it's lower?
It's very low. It's almost like giving or putting an advertisement out for something that is actually double the price from what the amount. So you're just trying to bait, you're trying to attract.
Right.
Which is horrible, because when you come here with that much money, they say you need that much money to survive for 6 months
Right.
in this country.
Right.
But it's not true.
You need much more than that.
You need much more than that, because when you start building from scratch, because especially when you come from India or Dubai or where your family is already established,
right?
So you don't have to buy the pots and pans and the spoons and glasses and stuff, right?
Correct.
All that is there. But when all you think of when you're coming here, you're thinking, I need to get sofa, I need to get bed, I need to get mattress, I need to get TV and stuff. But when you get into the nitty-gritties of it, when you get into the kitchen and the bathroom and stuff, you need every single little thing from pin to piano, as they call it, right? From shower curtain clips,
right,
to, I don't know, TV, the full TV or the fridge.
Right.
Sometimes you get fridge in the unit, but point being that there's a lot more. So when you're moving here, make sure you speak to somebody. Make sure you have at least double that amount saved up.
Right.
And the biggest thing, and this is a quote from Hazrat Ali radhiyallahu anhu, that learn to listen the way you learn to speak. So, talk to people, but also hear them out.
Hear them out.
Understand what they have gone through, because this country is built on immigrants.
Yes, correct.
Right?
Yeah.
There's everybody has a story.
Yep.
You cannot make the same mistakes. Don't make the same mistakes.
When you can learn from each other.
Exactly. Listen to their story and work that out and work your way up.
Let me ask you this. Have got more expensive. The cost of living has gone much more higher. We saw hyper growth during COVID with the real estate boom, which we saw. You having this conclusion is something which is your today's perspective, or is this the old Jasim saying?
No. So this conclusion was really right off the bat.
Right.
It's not like I figured that out now.
Right.
Now is a complete different story.
Correct.
But this is something that I kind of figured out in the very beginning, because even though I think we had not double the amount of money that was on the website, we had maybe half more.
Right.
Right. So, but that was also not enough to set up, because when you're coming from the other, if you're a single person, you're coming here as a student, then it's okay. You're living a student life. But picking up that family from a lifestyle in Dubai and bringing them here first. So my thought was, first I'm bringing all this change in their life.
Right.
But at the same time, if I give them a lifestyle that is lower than what it was, the lifestyle anyways is lower over here. Right?
Right.
But if I, visibly cut down on everything, then they're never going to be happy here.
They're not going to be happy. Yeah. You want to make sure that they're also
as children, they only know that they've left their cousins back in Dubai.
Right.
They've left their grandparents.
Right.
And touch wood, my dad is still doing very well in his business, and so I still tell my kids is that Dada is the rich guy, Dad is not the rich guy.
Dad is the hustler.
Dad is the hustler. So we had multiple cars, we had drivers and stuff like that. So it was different, and kids saw that, right? And now suddenly they come here and they're like, okay, where are my drivers? Where is the person who used to come and clean for us? Now we have to clean. We have to do our laundry. But it was a phase, and I'm so glad that we did it.
Right.
And kids have learned their life skills now. We have learned our life skill. I never even changed a bulb. Now I have a full blown tool set.
Right.
So we're glad we did it.
Do you think that's the reason why people just don't have time on their plate, because they are so busy with so many things in their life over here? And that's why you say that they're a little bit cold in Canada?
I think everybody's going through a level of struggle.
Correct.
Family or whatever.
Right.
So when I say people are cold, it just means because they're probably tired.
Right. Because there's so much to do.
Because there's so much to do.
Right.
One Sunday you cannot be at home without doing anything.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. So if you have a Saturday and Sunday as a corporate person, as a holiday, you at least have to dedicate one day to clean up, to do everything. And the best part is when you have guests over. You clean up before they come and you clean up after they go.
Right, 100%.
So when my wife's parents came over, to stay with us from India.
Right.
They've lived in Saudi but now moved to India. So they came from India, and in their thought, it's like, oh my God, ghar ka damad is working.
Washing the dishes.
And he's washing the dishes, and my wife used to do a full-time job at that time, so she would come back and take care of the kids and stuff and whatever. So the way this whole thing was divided, that she would take care of everything up until dinner.
Right.
After dinner, kitchen, clean up, all of that was between me and the two older kids.
Right.
So when I'm doing the dishes and stuff, my mother-in-law is like, "Oh, nahi, Jasim beta, you don't do it." No, and I was like, okay. I said, no, it's okay. We got to do it. Gotta do it. I heard it for a couple of times, and then one fine day I said, do you have somebody behind me? Have you got a Shanta boy, Kanta boy behind me? Ramu Kaka is there. Do you see anybody behind me?
There's nobody there. No one to help
I'm
you.
standing alone on the sink. So there's nobody there.
Right.
I either do it now or I do it later.
Correct.
I might as well do it now, finish it off, and then sit down, watch some TV and do something, talk to you guys and whatever.
Right.
So having said that, I think it is, people are just really tired, and that's why they're so cold over here.
I understand. Fill in the blanks. Dubai gave you dash, but Canada gave you dash. How would you finish the sentence?
Dubai gave me a life. Canada gave me reality.
That's a nice one. If you could voice note yourself from 5 years ago, what would you say?
So you mean 5 years ago when I came to Canada first?
Yeah.
That's a good job, buddy.
Really proud of yourself.
Yeah, I'm proud of you that you actually moved from not doing the basic household chores and the basic house maintenance and stuff like that, to now doing full-on house chores. Maybe being a good husband, but also not stopping the hustle, having that mindset. I think that was very important. And you know what? It all goes down to what is your support system.
Correct.
My family, my wife, always been there. The support that I got from my parents, even though they were not physically with me, but there. And then
their prayers, their blessings.
Their prayers, their blessings, they're just by talking to them and them saying, don't worry.
Don't worry.
It's a phase of life. You will come through it and you will get through it.
True.
There have been times where I've sat down and cried, but that's different.
That's different, yeah.
But when I spoke to my dad after that, it was like, okay, he's probably gone through worse. So now, if this is what life is, then here I am taking it, by its horns, by its head, and doing it. So yeah.
So let's say when you moved to Dubai, when you moved from Dubai to Canada, you stepped back. You took a little bit of a step back in your life, in your career, in everything. Now, 5 years later, do you see your graph still going upwards, or you think it's just steady, or is it you're still going down? Like if someone wants to move in, let's say they take this decision, hey, you know what? I want to leave not only Dubai, anywhere else in the world, whoever wants to move to Canada. Obviously, everyone will take a little bit of a step back in everything. Now, if they want to move in, what kind of an example would you set for them? Like, would you say that after 5 years, would they still be growing in finances? Will the graph of life still go up?
Man, I don't know the right answer to that.
Right.
The graph is. I'm not a person that will say, yes, today I'm this, tomorrow I'm that.
Right.
Like I said in the beginning, change is the only constant.
Right.
Believe me or not, I worked, my professional life in Dubai was 13 years.
Right.
13, 15 years, something. I did, touch wood, alhamdulillah, I did amazingly well. My graph was up.
Right.
Yes, I had some hurdles, but I was up.
Right.
I came here, took that step back, right? I probably, because I couldn't go back into hospitality. All I had was my skill, hustle mindset and my,
Absolutely.
street smartness, if anything.
Absolutely.
But all my professional life, that 13, 15 years was gone, scrapped out of my life, right? Because that experience is only the intangible, the transferable skills is something that I could bring in, not my proper hospitality, because I tried to get the hospitality jobs, but I wouldn't get one because I was in sales, and they would say, okay, you don't have local experience and all of those nonsense. So that all was gone. But if you're coming, and thinking that your life is just going to go up, it doesn't happen. No matter where you go, it will not happen that way.
Point being, you still have to put the hustle in.
You have to. Out of the past, 2020 to now 2025 and a little over from March, so it's just over 5 years. Yeah. I've been laid off twice.
Wow.
So I never had this situation in Dubai, no matter how it was. I changed a few jobs over there, but never was laid off. Now, funny thing is that the way I used to work in Dubai, I worked here.
Right.
But some mindsets over here are so bad that I got laid off because I didn't take bullying. I didn't take
the corporate bullying.
The corporate bullying. I didn't take it. Right. So I got laid off because structural changes.
Right.
Yeah. So again, my graph went down.
Right.
For the first 3.5 years, something, I was going up. I got a few promotions within the same company that I was in, and everything was good.
Right.
Boom, laid off.
Right.
Down.
Was it like structural change or?
Over there was different reasons.
Right.
Touchwood, never in regards of any performance or ethics and stuff. They had their reasons. I don't want to get into all that, but they had their reasons. And then I think for 6 months or so, I was jobless. I was, hustling, doing my other things, my other corporation business and all of that. So I was doing that, and then I picked up a job, a corporate job. Went on for 10 months. I got laid off last week.
Interesting.
Again, graph down. But it is what it is. Gave me time to, put my focus back on my business, back on my, things that I want to do. So, graph, life is life. It will go up, it will come down. No matter how many times you get hit, you just got to keep getting up.
Keep getting up and move on. Yeah. The most beautiful thing about this whole situation is that A, you got to learn something new in your life. And B, you do not have those extra headaches on your head, which is worrying about your kids' education. You got your EI. I'm sure you got your EI kicked in.
Absolutely.
And those all things helps you to survive and sustain in this economy.
Absolutely.
And these are some few beauties and few blessings we have in Canada, which I believe you never had in Dubai or in the Middle East, and which people don't see really.
Absolutely. And my happiest moment was my first ever job. So I did say that my first job was the warehouse, but before that, I had a cold calling job. It was an auto dialer. It was for an alarm company. And I would just sit down. The dialer would go on and on and on, and I would just call and say, hey, just like the duck cleaning stuff, right? Just like that. So I couldn't do that job. I left it in 3 days.
Wow.
And nobody stopped.
And nobody stopped.
And nobody said, oh, your visa is going to get cancelled and your family's going to suffer and blah, 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 blah. All of that, nothing. They said, okay, well, thank you very much. If you would like to come back, let us know. And they released me.
Wow.
So in 3 days, I've never left a job in 3 days.
I think I've never left one either.
So, in 3 days, I was out of it. Then I got my own corporation, and then I would start working with a corporate, with a big company.
But the beauty is that you have the freedom to do it.
Exactly, right? When I'm not doing anything, tomorrow my son says, hey, Abu, I want Nike cleats. He's a football fanatic. He wants a Nike cleats. Oh, how much is it? $90.
Right.
Oh, you know what? It's going to come out of my budget. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to go drive Uber. I drive Uber for 2 days, 3 days, whatever.
Right.
I collect that $90. I say, hey, beta, $90. Now I can buy you that without having to spend from my pocket. All I did was put in a few hours.
Right.
I got that extra money.
Right.
My company didn't ask me what am I doing. My corporation didn't ask me what am I doing.
Right.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cares, yeah.
It's my hustle.
It's your
my problem.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's the beauty, I feel, that, you have the freedom to do anything you want, earn how much ever you want. Yeah. Yes, you'll be taxed on it as well.
Yeah.
But if you're doing your business, there's always business taxes. You can write off a bunch of things.
There are a bunch of things that you can do. So
So Jasim,
that's another thing.
that's another topic altogether.
That's another topic, but that's another thing that I like about.
Right.
I'm free to do whatever. But yeah.
So Jasim, you came at the most golden time of the living cost perspective. Let's say when you moved to Canada, living cost was very much more economical than what it is today. If someone is moving in today, what would your key advice be to them?
I think it all comes down to everything that we've said. Honestly, just have your mind open.
Right.
Don't have a closed mindset.
Right.
Yeah. And don't quit. Because yes, it looks difficult. It feels difficult. You know how they say, if it looks like a duck, sounds like a duck, it should be a duck. It looks difficult. It feels difficult. It is difficult.
Right.
But it's nothing more than what you cannot handle it.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer of, the Lord Almighty will not give you more than what you cannot handle.
100%.
He knows your breaking point.
Yep.
You will not be tested past that. If you're still being tested, you've not reached your breaking point.
Right.
You can still do it.
And you can hustle it
So
out.
push.
Yep.
Push. The more you push, the more you get out of it. It's your own life. If with regards to the life living expenses and all of that, that's there. It's gonna keep going up and down everywhere in the world now. The living expenses are high. Dubai, I remember there's a medicine we used to get in Dubai for like 10 dirhams, 12 dirhams, which is $3 or something. Right. The last time I was coming back from Dubai, I wanted to buy that medicine, get a few boxes of it over. One box where it was $10-12 has now gone to 29-30 dirhams, 10-12 dirhams.
So the cost of living has
gone
increased,
up everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere,
right?
Yeah.
India ho, kahin bhi ho.
Right.
So, and this is just part of life.
And it's part of the place you live in as well. It all has living expenses.
Even if you're in a gaon, even if you're in a village,
right,
wahan pe bhi, it's the same thing. The cost has gone up.
Right.
So don't cry about that. See how you can manage things, right?
Last point before we close this.
Okay.
People say Dubai is tax-free. Canada is
Don't
taxed.
get on that.
I need some kind of clarity on that. When they say tax-free and when they tell you that, your income is not taxable over there. But I do hear different stories. What's your story?
Okay, so your income is... let's come to Canada. Okay. Do you know where your taxable income is going? Where your taxes are going?
We kind of have an idea.
Yeah.
Where it goes.
So there's obviously...
Like I know the property taxes go against the schooling.
Correct. So it's clearly laid out.
Right.
In the books. Okay. Which kind of tax goes where.
Right.
I don't know that. My kids were telling me they study this in school. But you're not... that property tax that you just mentioned is going towards the school. Are you paying for your school?
No.
Are you paying for their school?
No.
The income tax that you're paying is going towards something.
Yeah,
right?
The municipal,
maybe medical care.
Medical or municipal.
Yes, the situation of medicals is bad right now.
Right.
But it's not gonna... it was not like that and it will not remain like that.
Correct.
Right? But when you go to a hospital, a doctor and stuff, you're still covered, right?
Correct.
To an extent.
Absolutely.
So these are your taxes that you're paying towards getting the facilities, right? As opposed to not paying anything in taxes, but actually then paying for it otherwise.
Correct.
You need to open a corporation, for example. You can do it in an approximate of $200 to $300 or so in Canada.
In Canada, yeah.
It's not the same over there.
Yeah.
Yes, now there are options where you get,
the free zones
and free zone setups and all of that. But there are other fees involved. There are multiple fees involved in different things. So yes, it's tax free. But there are, in Hindi we say, कि कान इधर से पकड़ो या इधर से पकड़ो, बात एक ही है, right? So you hold your ear from here or the other side, it's the same thing. So all you're doing in Dubai is you're holding the ear from the other side. But in Canada, you're holding the ear from your same side. So it's not, yes, it's tax-free, but it's not tax-free.
It's not tax-free.
Yeah?
Understood.
So yeah, that's pretty much it, what I would say.
Thank you so much, Jasim. We have a hard stop. I know you have to get somewhere, but thank you so much for your time. You gave me enough time. It was one of our first sessions together, and I hope there are many more to come. We'll have tons of topics to discuss on. I know I can eat your mind a lot of times because you've gone through that entire experience of Canada, and within your work experience as well. There's a lot of things we can have insights from you on. But thank you so much, and hope to see you again.
Thank you. I enjoyed this session, and I apologize. Everything that I said was my opinion.
Right.
So really, but yeah, guys, Dubai is good. Canada is good.
Everything
Life is good.
Life is good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, brother.
Take care.
Thank you.